Build yourself in the dark. The world will see you in the light. You're invisible right now. Nobody sees you grinding. Nobody watches you suffer. Nobody witnesses the hours you pour into becoming something more than what you are. And that's perfect. Because the dark is where legends are forged. The dark is where weakness dies. The dark is where you build the version of yourself that the world isn't ready for. They'll see you in the light, but only after you've become something they can't ignore. Right now, you're in the shadows, working while they sleep, training while they party, building while they waste time seeking validation on screens that don't matter. And it feels lonely, doesn't it? It feels like you're invisible, like your efforts don't count, like nobody cares about what you're doing. Good. Let them ignore you. Let them overlook you. Let them underestimate you. Because every second they're not watching is another second you're evolving into something they'll never see coming. Darkness isn't your enemy. It's your advantage. In the dark, there's no pressure to perform for an audience. No eyes judging your every move. No voices telling you you're doing it wrong. In the dark, you're free. Free to fail without embarrassment. Free to experiment without criticism. Free to become without interference. The dark is where the real work happens, where transformation occurs, where the caterpillar becomes something that flies. People fear the dark because they need constant validation. They need likes, comments, shares, recognition. They need someone watching to feel like their efforts matter. That's their weakness. That's what keeps them average. Because the moment nobody's watching, they stop. They lose motivation. They quit. But you're different. You don't work for applause. You work for evolution. You don't need witnesses. You need results. The dark teaches you things the light never could. It teaches you discipline when motivation dies. It teaches you consistency when inspiration fades. It teaches you self-reliance when everyone abandons you. The dark strips away everything fake, everything temporary, everything dependent on others. What's left is you. Raw, unfiltered, undistracted you. And that's when the real building begins. Nobody's coming to check on you. Nobody's asking how your progress is going. Nobody cares if you're tired, broken, or ready to quit. And that's the point. This phase isn't about them. It's about you versus you. Every morning you wake up in the dark, literally and figuratively. You're making a choice. Do I stay comfortable, or do I build? Do I sleep in, or do I rise? Do I give up because nobody's watching, or do I push harder because nobody's watching? The silent grind is where champions are made. Not in front of cameras, not on stages, not in moments of glory, but in the quiet hours before dawn, when your body screams to stop and your mind begs for rest, and you keep going anyway. That's where your foundation gets built. That's where your character solidifies. That's where you become someone who doesn't need external motivation because you've built internal fire. You're laying bricks in the dark, one at a time, day after day, week after week, month after month. And some days it feels pointless. Some days you look at what you've built and it seems insignificant. Some days you wonder if anyone will ever see this work, if it'll ever matter, if you're wasting your time. But you keep laying bricks because you understand something most people don't. Empires aren't built in a day. They're built in the dark, brick by brick, when nobody's looking. Think of the dark as your transformation chamber, your private laboratory where you experiment on yourself, where you test your limits, push your boundaries, break your old self, and rebuild something stronger. This isn't comfortable. This isn't pretty. This isn't something you'd want anyone to see. Because transformation is ugly. It's messy. It's painful. It's you at your worst, becoming you at your best. You're shedding skin in the dark. Old habits, old mindsets, old versions of yourself that don't serve where you're going. And it hurts. It feels like dying. Because parts of you are dying. The lazy part. The excuse-making part. The part that needed constant encouragement. The part that quit when things got hard. All of it has to die in the dark so that something stronger can emerge in the light. Nobody sees this process. Nobody understands the nights you spent rebuilding your mind. Nobody knows about the failures you faced learning new skills. Nobody witnessed the tears you cried questioning if you had what it takes, and that's fine. They don't need to see the process. They only need to see the product. They only need to see what emerges from the dark. Fully formed, undeniable, unstoppable. Isolation in the dark teaches you the most valuable lesson. You're enough. You don't need cheerleaders. You don't need motivational speakers. You don't need people believing in you. You just need you, showing up, doing the work, trusting the process. This isolation, this solitude, this darkness becomes your training ground for self-sufficiency. Most people can't handle being alone with themselves. They need noise, distraction, constant stimulation. They need others around them to feel validated, to feel real, to feel like they matter. But in the dark, you learn to be your own company. You learn to motivate yourself. You learn to validate yourself. You become complete within yourself. And when you emerge, you're not dependent on anyone's energy, anyone's approval, anyone's presence. The dark shows you who you really are, not who you pretend to be on social media, not who you are when people are watching, but who you are when it's just you and the mirror, when there's no audience to perform for, when there's no reward except the satisfaction of knowing you didn't quit. That's your true character, and you're building it in silence, in darkness, in solitude. Every rep in the dark counts. Every hour you invest when nobody's watching compounds. Every sacrifice you make in silence adds up. You don't see it immediately. That's why most people quit. They expect instant results, immediate recognition, quick payoffs. But you're playing a different game. You're playing the long game. You understand that excellence is built in private, revealed in public. Think of yourself as a seed buried in dark soil. Nobody sees you. Nobody knows you're there. Nobody's cheering for you. But beneath the surface, you're growing. Roots spreading. Foundation strengthening. Preparing for the moment you break through the surface. And when you do, when you finally emerge into the light, you won't be a fragile sprout easily destroyed. You'll be something with deep roots, strong structure, undeniable presence. The compound effect of working in the dark is exponential. Every day you show up adds to the previous day. Every skill you master builds on the last. Every failure you learn from makes you sharper. And suddenly, after months or years of silent work, you're not just good, you're exceptional. You're not just improved, you're transformed. You're not just different, you're dangerous. The world is impatient. The world wants instant gratification, overnight success, viral moments. But you're not playing by the world's rules. You're building something that lasts, something real, something substantial. And that takes time. Time in the dark. Time away from the spotlight. Time invested in becoming rather than appearing. People will question you during this phase. They'll ask what you're doing with your life. They'll wonder why you're not out there networking, posting, promoting yourself. They'll think you're wasting time. Let them think that. Let them doubt you. Let them write you off. Because while they're busy performing for attention, you're busy building for longevity. While they're chasing trends, you're mastering fundamentals. While they're seeking validation, you're creating value. The waiting game is a test of your faith in yourself, a test of your discipline, a test of your commitment. Most fail this test. They get impatient. They need to see results now. They need recognition now. They need proof that their work matters now. And when they don't get it, they quit. They abandon the dark and chase the light before they're ready. And the light exposes them as half-built, incomplete, unprepared. But you're different. You stay in the dark until the work is done. Until you're not just good, but great. Until you're not just ready, but undeniable. And then, only then, do you step into the light. Not because you're seeking attention, but because you've built something that demands attention. Not because you're chasing validation, but because you've created value that validates itself. When you finally emerge, people will be shocked. They'll ask where you came from. They'll wonder how you got so good. They'll be amazed at your transformation. And you'll smile because you know something they don't. You know that success isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the accumulation of thousands of hours spent working in the dark when nobody was watching. Nobody was caring. Nobody was helping. The light reveals what the dark created. And what you've created in the dark is a version of yourself that's polished, prepared, powerful. Not someone who needs the spotlight to feel worthy, but someone who's worthy whether the spotlight finds them or not. The light doesn't make you. It just shows the world what you've already become. Your silence during the dark period becomes your loudest statement in the light. While everyone else was talking about what they were going to do, you were doing it. While everyone else was posting their plans, you were executing them. While everyone else was seeking attention for starting, you were finishing. And now your results speak louder than their words ever could. This is the power of building in the dark. You don't have to defend your process. You don't have to explain your methods. You don't have to justify your journey. Your results do all the talking. Your transformation is the evidence. Your success is the proof. And nobody can argue with results. Nobody can debate with excellence. Nobody can deny undeniable. The world respects what it can see and measure. And when you finally let the world see what you've built in the dark, when you finally reveal the work nobody witnessed, the discipline nobody knew about, the sacrifices nobody saw, the world has no choice but to respect it. Not because you demanded respect, but because you earned it. Not because you sought attention, but because you built something attention-seeking. Working in the dark has a cost. It costs you recognition in the moment. It costs you validation when you need it most. It costs you the comfort of having people cheer you on. But what you gain is infinitely more valuable. You gain independence from external approval. You gain strength from self-reliance. You gain confidence from knowing you can achieve without an audience. The dark teaches you that you don't need anyone watching to be great. You don't need anyone believing to achieve. You don't need anyone supporting to succeed. This lesson, this understanding, this internalized power makes you unstoppable, because now your performance isn't tied to who's watching. Your effort isn't dependent on who's encouraging. Your results aren't connected to who's supporting. You become a self-sustaining system of excellence. Most people never learn this lesson. They remain dependent on external validation their entire lives. They need constant encouragement to keep going. They need recognition to feel like their work matters. They need audience engagement to stay motivated. And the moment that external support disappears, they collapse. But not you. You built yourself in the dark. You learned to be your own support system. And that makes you invincible. And then one day, you're ready. Not because someone told you, not because you've reached some arbitrary milestone, but because you feel it. Deep in your core, you know. You've built something substantial. You've become someone formidable. You've transformed into the vision you held onto during all those dark nights. And now, it's time to emerge. When you step into the light, you step differently. You carry yourself with the confidence of someone who's done the work. You speak with the authority of someone who's earned their position. You move with the certainty of someone who knows their value. Because you're not hoping to be impressive. You're not trying to be successful. You are impressive. You are successful. The dark made sure of it. The world will notice you now, not because you're demanding attention, but because excellence is magnetic. Not because you're seeking recognition, but because achievement attracts observers. People will want to know your secret, your strategy, your system, and the truth is simple but profound. You built yourself in the dark. You worked when nobody was watching. You improved when nobody was encouraging. You persisted when nobody was supporting. Once you emerge from the dark, you set a new standard. For yourself first, then for others. Because now you know what you're capable of. You know the level of discipline you can maintain. You know the depth of dedication you can access. You know the intensity of focus you can sustain. The dark revealed your true potential, and now you can never unknow it. This becomes your new baseline. What once seemed impossible now seems inevitable. What once felt difficult now feels manageable. What once required massive motivation now requires minimal effort, because you've reprogrammed yourself in the dark. You've rewired your mental circuits. You've rebuilt your operational system. And now, excellence isn't something you chase. It's something you embody. The world sees you in the light and thinks you're overnight success. They don't see the years in the dark. They don't know about the countless hours invested. They don't understand the sacrifices made. And that's fine. You don't need them to understand. You just need them to see the results. You just need them to witness what's possible when someone commits to building in the dark. But here's the secret that separates legends from one-hit wonders. The process never ends. You emerge into the light, yes. You enjoy the recognition, the success, the validation. But then you return to the dark, because you understand now that the dark is where growth happens. The light is just where growth is revealed. So you cycle, build in the dark, emerge in the light, return to the dark, emerge stronger. Each cycle makes you more powerful. Each time in the dark builds something new. Each emergence reveals a higher level. And over time, you become someone who lives comfortably in both realms. You can operate in the darkness of obscurity and the brightness of recognition. You can thrive in silence and in noise. You can perform whether people are watching or not, because you've mastered the fundamental truth. Your value isn't determined by who sees you. It's determined by what you build. This understanding liberates you. You're no longer chasing the light. You're no longer afraid of the dark. You're simply committed to the work, regardless of visibility. You're dedicated to improvement, regardless of recognition. You're focused on becoming, regardless of acknowledgement. And this mindset, this approach, this philosophy makes you unstoppable. The world will see you in the light, but only if you do the work in the dark. There are no shortcuts. There are no hacks. There's no way to skip the darkness and jump straight to the light. The dark is mandatory. The isolation is necessary. The obscurity is essential, because that's where transformation happens. That's where weakness dies. That's where champions are forged. So embrace the dark. Don't fear it. Don't resent it. Don't try to escape it prematurely. Use it. Maximize it. Leverage it as the gift it is. The dark is your training ground, your laboratory, your sanctuary. It's where you become the person you're meant to be. Away from judgment, away from pressure, away from distraction. Build in silence, grow in private, develop in darkness, and when you're ready, when the work is done, when the transformation is complete, step into the light. Not tentatively, not apologetically, but boldly, with the confidence of someone who knows they put in the work, with the certainty of someone who earned their position, with the power of someone who was built in the dark and refined in fire. The world will see you, but only after you've built something worth seeing. The world will recognize you, but only after you've created something worth recognizing. The world will respect you, but only after you've achieved something worth respecting. And all of that happens in the dark. All of that is built in silence. All of that is forged in obscurity. So stop waiting for permission to start. Stop seeking approval to begin. Stop needing recognition to continue. Get in the dark. Start building. Start grinding. Start transforming. Do it when nobody's watching. Do it when nobody cares. Do it when nobody believes. Because one day, when you emerge into the light, fully formed and undeniable, they'll all see. They'll all care. They'll all believe. But by then, their opinion won't matter, because you'll have already proven to the only person who matters, yourself, that you have what it takes, that you can build something from nothing, that you can transform yourself in the dark. And when the light finally finds you, it won't be discovering you. It'll be revealing what you've already become. Build yourself in the dark. Forge yourself in silence. Transform yourself in obscurity. And when you finally step into the light, step as someone who doesn't need it. Step as someone who earned it. Step as someone who was already complete before the world ever noticed. The dark is your advantage. The silence is your strength. The obscurity is your opportunity. Use them, because the world will see you in the light, but only after you've built something in the dark that's impossible to ignore. Now get to work. Your transformation awaits, and it starts in the darkness.